All right, first thing, there might be a little bit of background noise. I apologize. I'm just like, a lot of times when I have videos on my mind, I like rehearse them, and honestly, it always sounds better in my head when I rehearse them, and then when I record them, they just end up sounding like mush and garbage. So I feel like I'm fresh off the idea, so I just feel like I just have to record the video now. So there's a little bit of noise going on outside, so forgive me for it. So yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. What I don't know what the Kings are doing, man. Honestly, if you're a Kings fan, I feel sorry for you. And honestly, I'll give you a oblige. Like you can go be a bandwagon. Like you can go, say the Lakers are the best team in the world, even though you're from another side of the country. You could be a bandwagon to the Nets. You could do whatever you want, because I don't understand what the Kings are doing. I've seen one of the biggest W's, and I'm putting that in air quotes, that people like to claim that they have is drafting Davion Mitchell. When really, I don't really understand why people are praising that so much. When really, all they did was take the best available player. The only other players that were like in Davion's stratosphere, after that was like Sengun, Duarte, and I guess you could put Moody there, and I guess you could put James Booknight there. Other than that, there weren't that many of the guys that would even make sense to draft, in place of Davion. So I don't even consider that as some big, huge move that they made, especially because who's the Kings' two best players right now? De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton. So now you just drafted another guard who, even he's undersized. I know that didn't really stop him, from dominating the summer league and dominating college and all that. But when you have an undersized guard in Davion, even though he is bigger and stuff, and then you also have Tyrese Halliburton, who's really skinny. I don't even know, who you're plugging in, because you're not putting Tyrese Halliburton skinny ass at small forward. You're not putting Davion short ass at small forward. So it's not like you could run all three of them at one time. And then, who are you putting in that shooting guard? Who are you? Because people were complaining about the minutes Tyrese Halliburton was getting before Davion was even there. When DeLon Wright was the backup point guard and stuff like that. So I don't know who you're, subbing out and subbing in. So it really doesn't make any sense. I feel like Davion just didn't need to be on this team, and I don't know how much he's gonna add. Even though I know he's good at defense, I know De'Aaron kind of struggles at defense, I guess. And I know Tyrese Halliburton is a solid defender. I know the Kings were, I think, the worst defense in the league. But I want to know how much Davion could really impact that when, between the minutes that you're giving to De'Aaron, between the minutes that you're giving to Tyrese, how much minutes is Davion really going to get, and how much is he really going to impact his team? Honestly, I have no idea what the Kings are doing. I feel like one of the big things that could happen to the Kings is a Marvin Bagley breakout season. I'm talking like a 20-10. I personally would love to see Marvin Bagley win Most Improved Player of the Year. I'm a Marvin Bagley guy. When people were talking about Marvin Bagley as a bust, the first thing I used to say is that DeAndre Ayton went number one. So don't even try that. And DeAndre Ayton, he kind of made up for it. But I just personally like Marvin Bagley, but it's clear that Marvin Bagley doesn't want to be there anymore. He got his dad arguing with De'Aaron Fox's dad, and all types of foolishness. And then you also have Buddy Hield, who doesn't want to be there, and that's their fault. First of all, they lowballed him on the contract. Then they have him coming off the bench for Bogdanovich, and now they also have Tyrese Halliburton. And I'm gonna assume that Halliburton's gonna be starting over him. So you got Buddy that don't want to be there. You got Marvin Bagley that don't want to be there, and those could be two of your key pieces to your young core. And I don't know what they're doing. I don't know and then you also have Harrison Barnes, old ass. He's not on nobody's timeline. I don't know what he's doing there. Rashawn Holmes is only there for the money that y'all was giving him. I don't know what the Kings are doing. I don't know what direction they're going into. They haven't made the playoffs since 2006. They have virtually the same roster, and the only thing that could help them now is if they're terrible again and they get the number one pick. And they better pray to God that they get the number one pick, because other than Chet Holmgren, it's pure guards. You got Chris Livingston, you got Jaden Hardy. Obviously you got some big power forwards. My favorite player in the draft is Patrick Baldwin. He's more of a small forward, power forward. But even that, I don't know how much that helps the Kings, honestly, when unless you're just going to get rid of Marvin Bagley for nothing and you're going to trade Harrison Barnes in the upcoming offseason. I don't know what direction the Kings are going into. It just doesn't make sense at this point. They need to make a big trade. I think the big trade that they need to make, I touched on this before, hopefully the Sixers get a little bit desperate and they do some type of version of Buddy Hield to the Sixers for Ben Simmons. I don't know if it's Buddy Hield and Harrison Barnes. I don't know if it's Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and Marvin Bagley somehow. I don't know if it's just Buddy and Marvin Bagley, but some type of thing like that, and then just have Ben play power forward or center or small forward or whatever. But they need to make a move because this is not working. And if they don't get the number 1 pick, they are screwed. Especially because, like, even if, like, let's say they get the number 3 pick and they try to trade up. I was about to say what assets do you have, but you have Buddy. But what if, Buddy's coming off the bench, he's not getting into a good rhythm, and he has another bad season? Who's gonna want to trade for him? Richaun Holmes is he's making some money, so I don't even know if somebody will want to trade for him too. I don't know. The Kings are screwed, and they're doing it to themselves at this point. Yeah, Davion's good and he's nice and all that, but Davion, I believe he's a starting caliber player. And you're going to have him coming off the bench. I don't know how many minutes he's going to play, so I don't know how much impact he's going to truly have. And then I just don't know. Like, these pieces just don't fit. I feel like Davion's going to take away from both De'Aaron and Tyrese, and that's not what you need. You don't need downgrades. You need upgrades. So, yeah, the Kings are all kinds of messed up. They need to make a move and a move fast. And they need to, I want to say choose a direction, but they only have one direction to go, and that's down. Because you need to go all the way down to go straight back up. Because at this point, they just need a whole resale. Everybody on the team should be available. And I'm including Tyrese. He should be available too, except for De'Aaron Fox. Because this team is just terrible on so many levels. The front office is terrible. The coach is terrible. Most of the players are terrible. It's getting ridiculous on this team. I don't know what they're doing. Again, I really like Marvin Bagley. If he could somehow come out and average 20 and 10, bro, that would be a godsend. But I just don't think he cares enough. Even if he's staying healthy, I don't think he cares enough. I don't think Buddy cares enough. I think the only people that are still invested in this team are Richaun Holmes because of the money, Harrison Barnes because he's old and he's trying to play for another contract, and De'Aaron Fox because he's just the star of the team. And then obviously Halliburton is, he's still young, so he's still pretty much excited. And I know Davion's not trying to be on a losing team. So those are probably the only people that actually really want to be there. I don't even know who else is on the Kings because I just don't know who's on the Kings. But yeah, man, the Kings are terrible. They need a big trade. Hopefully Ben Simmons wants to come. I don't know who else they could even trade for. I don't even know who are the big star. And nobody wants to come to Sacramento to sign there. So I don't know. Yeah. Kings suck. Bye.